Sweetie, I just had the most interesting afternoon at the library's reading event today. You'll never believe what I saw.
Mom, this is unexpected. I'm in the middle of grading my students' creative writing assignments for tomorrow's class. What's got you so excited?
Don't be so modest. The whole reading program was absolutely charming, especially that young man who was reading The Giving Tree to the children. You two seemed very comfortable together.
Wait a minute. Mom, were you actually spying on my library program? That's supposed to be a safe space for the kids to learn and enjoy reading.
Spying? Oh, please. I simply stopped by to donate some old books. But imagine my surprise when I saw my daughter sitting next to that handsome librarian, both of you completely engrossed in storytelling. A mother knows these things, darling. And you've been staying late at school so often these days. Except you weren't at school at all, were you? So tell me everything about this librarian. How long has this been going on? What's his background? Where did he study?
I should have known you'd find out this way. The elementary school's reading program with the library has been really successful. Yes, I'm dating Ryan, the children's librarian. But that's not why I've been coming home late. The atmosphere at home has been quite intense lately, especially with all the changes. I've been spending more time working on my lesson plans at the library where it's peaceful. The house feels different since Alex and Kate moved in after their wedding. They're wonderful people, but Kate is always there now, and the dynamics have completely changed. Between her fashion consultations in the living room and Alex's business calls, it's hard to find a quiet moment. Don't misunderstand. Kate is lovely, but I can't even use the dining table to grade papers anymore without someone interrupting with wedding photos or design portfolios.
This is even better than I thought. A librarian named Ryan. When are you bringing him to meet us? The family should know who's keeping my daughter at the library so late. We could have a proper dinner party. I'm sure Kate would love to host it in their new entertainment room.
This is exactly why I haven't mentioned him, Mom. I knew you'd turn it into a big production. And honestly, seeing how everyone's been behaving around Kate since the wedding, constantly bringing up her family connections and fashion industry status, it's overwhelming and exactly what I wanted to avoid. Ryan's apartment above the library is quiet and filled with books. We can actually have meaningful conversations about education and literature. He's been incredibly helpful with selecting books for my struggling readers, and we're developing a new reading program for the school together. It's professional and personal in the best way. And I do come home for Sunday dinners when I can, though it usually turns into a discussion about Luke's Apparel's latest collection.
An apartment above the library? That's quaint. But surely a man of his age has career ambitions beyond just being a librarian? Perhaps a position in university administration or publishing.
His position as head of children's services is incredibly important, Mom. He's making a real difference in our community.
Well, if you're spending so much time in his little library apartment, I assume you're at least discussing marriage. 32 isn't young anymore, sweetie, especially for a teacher. Kate was already establishing her design career at your age.
We've discussed future possibilities, but we're both passionate about our current work with the literacy program. The impact we're having on these kids' lives is remarkable.
Perfect. Then there's no reason not to introduce him to the family. I'll have Kate help me plan a sophisticated dinner party. Her connections could really help expand the library's donor base. You've met his family, haven't you? What do they do? Are they involved in education as well?
Yes, I've had several lovely dinners with his mother. She's an incredible woman who raised Ryan alone while working full-time.
What? You've been having dinners with his family while keeping him from us? What will they think of our family? With Kate's success and Alex's new position, we should be hosting them. They need to see that we're a respectable family with connections. We must have them over this weekend. I'll ask Kate to invite some of her fashion industry friends. Show them we're well connected.
Stop right there, Mom. This is exactly why I've kept my relationship private. The way you, Dad, and especially you, Mom, have been acting since Alex and Kate's wedding is precisely what I wanted to avoid. The constant name dropping and social climbing is exhausting. Yes, Kate's successful and talented, but you're all acting like we've somehow won the lottery. The way you hover around her at family dinners, constantly bringing up her father's company, it's uncomfortable for everyone.
But darling, you don't understand what this means for our family. Kate's father owns Luke's Apparel. They're a billion-dollar fashion empire. This isn't just about designer clothes. This is about securing our family's future in high society. Kate's their only heir, don't you see? Alex could end up running the entire company. Your brother could be the CEO of a luxury fashion empire. This is the proudest moment of my life. My son has achieved what most people only dream of. Our family name will be in all the fashion magazines.
You're getting carried away with fantasies, Mom. Mr. Thompson hasn't even hinted at retirement, let alone suggested Alex would take over. You're building castles in the air. Alex spent 10 years selling insurance policies. His business degree doesn't automatically qualify him to run a fashion empire.
Details, darling, mere details. We convinced Alex to leave his boring insurance job to join Luke's Apparel's marketing team. With his charm and Kate's influence, he'll be running the company before you know it. This is why you need to think bigger. A librarian, really?
Their relationship is actually interesting. Kate was doing a charity fashion show at Alex's insurance company. At least they connected over something real, not just social status.
It was divine intervention. The universe brought our family exactly what we deserved.
Please stop with the divine intervention narrative. I'm happy for Alex and Kate's genuine connection, but your obsession with status is concerning. Your fixation on Kate's family wealth and connections is making everyone uncomfortable. She's a talented designer who deserves respect for her work, not just her family name.
I'm the perfect mother-in-law. I make sure Kate never has to worry about mundane household tasks. She needs to focus on her designs and social obligations. I even rearranged the entire house to give her a proper design studio.
You're completely missing the point about treating people equally. But clearly, this conversation isn't going anywhere productive.
You've become so distant lately. Last week, you barely stayed 10 minutes. Just grabbed your teaching materials and left before Kate could show you her new design collection.
The newlyweds need their space, and I have my own life and career to focus on. I said hello and caught up with Dad briefly.
Speaking of your father, he's been showing off the designer suit Kate and Alex bought him. Italian wool, custom tailored. He looks like a fashion magazine executive. He wears it to check the mail, to the grocery store, everywhere. We're finally living the life we deserve.
Dad always did have good taste in clothes. I'm sure he appreciates Kate's eye for design, even if menswear isn't her specialty. At least he's happy. I'm glad Dad and Alex are enjoying their new circumstances. I need to get back to grading these papers for tomorrow's class.
You could really learn something from your brother's thoughtfulness. A few designer gifts would show you understand our family's new status. And bringing Ryan to meet us would give us something to look forward to between Kate's fashion shows.
I'm starting to think all you care about these days is appearances and social climbing. My students' reading progress brings me more joy than any designer label.
Speaking of joy, when do you think I might become a grandmother? Though I suppose we should use a more elegant term. Grandmother sounds so dated. Kate suggested glamma. Isn't that fabulous?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I need to get back to my lesson planning. Mom, what did you say to Ryan? He just came back from lunch completely devastated. I had to ask another teacher to cover my afternoon class.
Oh, I simply saw you two having lunch near the library. After you left for your afternoon classes, I thought it was the perfect opportunity for a little chat. The coffee shop across from the school has such charming atmosphere.
A little chat? Ryan told me you practically dragged him there and interrogated him for an hour. I had to cancel my reading program meeting because he was so upset.
Interrogated? I was being friendly. Since you wouldn't properly introduce us, I took the initiative. Isn't that what a caring mother would do?
He's been trying to hold back tears all afternoon. He can barely focus on his work. What could you possibly have said to upset him this much?
We had a perfectly civilized conversation. Ryan's such a formal name for a librarian, though I suppose it suits someone in his position. We discussed his background, his career choices. He mentioned his father's passing, some lengthy illness, and now his mother's sick too, unable to work. Such unfortunate circumstances, having to support a sick parent on a librarian's salary.
That's not all you said. Ryan's still shaking. What exactly did you say about his family situation?
Well, I might have made a few observations about his circumstances. I simply pointed out that a household run by a single mother probably struggles to make ends meet. The library isn't exactly a lucrative career path.
How dare you? Have you completely lost your mind?
Watch your tone. I merely expressed concern that someone raised without a father figure might lack certain social graces. The library is hardly the sort of environment that prepares one for our family's new social circle. I didn't tell him to end things with you. I just helped him understand that someone from his background might not fit with our family's new lifestyle.
This is absolutely horrific. How can you be so heartless? Ryan runs the most successful children's literacy program in the district.
Why should I sympathize with someone who would only drag down our family's rising social status?
You can't judge people's worth by their bank accounts. This isn't the values Dad taught us.
Be realistic, darling. If you married him, we'd be responsible for his mother's medical bills. Do you want to burden Alex and Kate's social standing with a brother-in-law who reads picture books for a living? We need to protect our family's new position. You don't climb the social ladder by associating with people who can't even afford proper health care.
Your words are absolutely vile. You're making horrible assumptions about Ryan and his mother without knowing anything about their lives or the amazing work they do for our community.
I don't need to know more about people who would embarrass us at Kate's fashion shows. What would Alex's new colleagues think? Your brother married into the luxury fashion world. Our family has finally achieved real status. Why would we want to complicate that with a librarian and his invalid mother?
I can't believe you're talking about the man I love like this. You're my mother, but I don't recognize who you've become.
If you insist on pursuing this inappropriate relationship, perhaps you shouldn't present yourself as part of our family anymore.
Don't worry, I won't. I've been thinking about distancing myself from this toxic environment anyway.
You're making a terrible mistake. You're choosing a life of library story times over access to Luke's Apparel's exclusive events. Think about what you're giving up.
Your prejudice and materialism are showing again. Ryan has more emotional intelligence and social grace than you've ever shown. You're the one lacking basic human decency.
You're such a disappointment. I won't have you embarrassing us at Kate's fashion shows with your librarian boyfriend. Consider yourself no longer part of this family. Don't think about asking for any financial help either. Alex knows all the best lawyers now. We'll make sure you have no legal claim to our new social position.
That's fine by me. I've known for a while that I don't belong in your superficial world. Your obvious favoritism toward Alex was bad enough. but now you're completely obsessed with Kate and her connections. It's crystal clear that you don't actually love Alex or Kate. You just love the status and luxury they represent. Your behavior changed completely after their engagement. I bet Alex is just as disgusted by your social climbing as I am.
How dare you? There's nothing wrong with a mother being proud of her son's success.
This isn't pride. It's exploitation. You're using Kate's family connections like a social ladder. I'm sure Alex and Kate see right through your act too. Everyone can tell that you're only interested in their money and status. Your fake enthusiasm is embarrassing.
You and Alex are nothing alike. Maybe you felt unloved because you never achieved anything worthwhile. Teaching at a public elementary school while Alex is climbing the corporate ladder at Luke's Apparel. Alex graduated top of his class and always showed proper appreciation for the opportunities we gave him. You're just a disappointment who couldn't do better than dating a lowly librarian, the public library of all places. You clearly don't belong in our social circle anymore.
You've made your priorities crystal clear. I won't trouble your perfect social circle again. Dad, I know it's been a long time, but I wanted to check how you're doing.
Emily, what a wonderful surprise. I never thought I'd hear from my little girl again after everything that happened.
I'm surprised you're calling me that, considering you all made it clear I wasn't welcome in the family anymore. Something about not meeting the proper social standards?
You've always been passionate about your beliefs, but you'll always be my daughter, regardless of what happened back then.
The messages from that day are still saved on my phone, Dad, including the ones about legally removing me from the family.
I regret those words more than you know. What I said about cutting legal ties was completely wrong. Just angry words during a heated moment. The construction business taught me that sometimes we say things we don't mean when emotions run high. After things calmed down, Alex suggested we learn more about Ryan's work in education and literacy. He felt we had judged too quickly.
Learn more? What exactly do you mean? Did you have someone looking into our lives?
We discovered that Ryan's innovative reading programs have received national recognition. His mother serves on the state education board, and Ryan himself was recently appointed director of library services for the entire county. His work with underprivileged children has been featured in education journals.
Yes, the library system his father established has become a model for literacy programs nationwide. After his father passed, the board unanimously voted Ryan as director because of his vision for community education. Ryan earned his position through hard work and dedication. He completed his master's in library science while working full-time with disadvantaged children. The board recognized his commitment to making education accessible to everyone, regardless of their background.
I deeply regret our shameful behavior. Would you consider letting me apologize to Ryan in person? I'd like to hear more about his work with children's literacy programs. Perhaps we could meet for coffee? I'd love to understand more about the educational initiatives you're both passionate about.
So now that you know about Ryan's professional success, you suddenly want to apologize? His work was just as valuable 2 years ago when you called him unworthy. By the way, his mother has fully recovered. She was still in rehabilitation when you and Mom ambushed him, but she's been back at work for over a year. She's actually expanded the state's educational policy division and launched several new literacy initiatives.
Did you say his mother? Emily, are you and Ryan married?
Yes, for over a year now. I took his family name, Wilson. We both felt it better represented our shared values about education and community service. I suppose you're wondering why I'm reaching out after all this time.
I'm just grateful to hear your voice again, though I admit I'm curious.
Ryan and I welcomed our son last week. A healthy baby boy, 7 pounds 8 ounces. We named him after Ryan's father, who dedicated his life to children's education.
I'm a grandfather? This is incredible news.
Haven't Alex and Kate had their baby yet? They were trying even before Ryan and I got married.
They've been having difficulties conceiving. I keep suggesting fertility specialists, but they seem hesitant to discuss it. Kate's been under a lot of pressure with her new fashion line launch.
Dad, that's an incredibly personal matter. They don't need the added stress of family pressure on top of everything else.
But they're both so successful in their careers. Kate's designs are in all the major fashion magazines, and Alex is climbing the corporate ladder. A baby would make everything perfect. I don't understand why they're waiting.
This is exactly the kind of pressure they don't need. Family planning is their private decision. Your constant encouragement is probably making things more difficult. They need support, not pressure about producing grandchildren.
Well, never mind about that then. When can I meet my grandson? Please bring Ryan too. I owe him a sincere apology.
He's only a week old, Dad. The pediatrician advised against unnecessary travel or exposure to too many people right now.
Then I'll come visit you. I can bring some of Kate's designer baby clothes.
I thought you considered our home too beneath your social status to visit? Something about being well below the poverty line?
Please, I was completely wrong to say those terrible things. I'm truly sorry. You have to believe me.
Those words cut deep, Dad. That was Ryan's first impression of his future in-laws. Being told he wasn't good enough because he dedicated his life to public service instead of chasing wealth. The baby isn't even 2 weeks old. We need time to adjust to being new parents before we consider family visits. Mom, Alex just called me about Dad. He said Dad had a stroke? That he's partially paralyzed? Please tell me this isn't true.
So Alex broke the news. Yes, it happened. Last year, he collapsed suddenly at home. The entire left side of his body is completely paralyzed now. The doctors say he has no sensation on that side. He can't even get out of bed by himself. After his initial hospital stay, we transferred him to Golden Meadows Care Center. It's impossible to provide proper care at home with his condition. The nursing staff handles everything.
Impossible to provide care, or you just don't want to make the effort. The house has plenty of space to set up a proper care environment. Alex told me everything, Mom. He said you've barely visited Dad once since he was admitted. Meanwhile, Kate drives there 3 times a week with home-cooked meals and fresh clothes. You're pushing all the responsibilities onto Kate when she's already struggling to balance her design work and the pressure about having children.
Kate is the daughter of Luke's Apparel CEO. Taking care of family matters is the least she can do to show appreciation for her position in our family.
That's completely backwards. Everyone in the family should be sharing these responsibilities, especially you as his wife. Alex says you've been dumping every single household task on Kate too. The cooking, the cleaning, even managing Dad's medical appointments. No wonder they're having trouble conceiving with all this stress. Between running the house, caring for Dad, and your constant pressure about giving you grandchildren, it's too much. Dad is your husband of 30 years. His care should be your primary concern, not Kate's fashion industry connections.
You have no idea how difficult this has been for me. My husband is incapacitated, my daughter refuses to let me see my grandson, and my son and his wife can't give me the grandchild I deserve. I'm the real victim here. I can't even enjoy my social life anymore. Between Michael's condition and all this family drama, I'm far too distressed to handle any more responsibilities.
You're unbelievable. Alex, Kate, and especially Dad are the ones truly suffering, and it's entirely because of your selfish behavior and complete lack of empathy. No wonder Alex and Kate are having fertility issues. The stress of managing a household, caring for a sick father-in-law, and dealing with your constant social climbing and demands would affect anyone's health.
How dare you suggest I'm responsible for their inability to conceive? That's completely absurd.
The constant stress you create certainly isn't helping their situation. The doctors have probably told them the same thing. Where are you right now?
I'm at home alone. Kate went to bring your father his weekly supplies. She insists on handling it herself.
Good. We need to have a serious conversation.
If you're calling to ask for money, don't bother. Public school teachers and librarians hardly qualify for financial assistance from our social circle.
You need to pack your things and leave the house. Today.
Excuse me. This is my home. What gives you the right to make such ridiculous demands?
Alex and Kate are completely burned out. They've been carrying the entire burden of running the household and caring for Dad while you focus on maintaining your social status. Your constant criticism and complete lack of support have pushed them to their breaking point. Alex is using every spare vacation day to visit Dad at the nursing home because you can't be bothered to check on your own husband. Do you have any idea how exhausted they are?
This is absurd. You can't evict me from my own home. I've lived here for decades.
The house legally belongs to Dad. The deed is solely in his name from before you were married.
That doesn't matter. Marriage laws make it joint property. You can't force me out of my own home.
Dad is filing for divorce.
What? He can't do that.
He's heartbroken by how much you've changed. The way you've abandoned him since his stroke, your obsession with social status. He doesn't even recognize you anymore.
You're lying. You haven't even seen him since you left. When did he tell you this?
I'm at the nursing home right now with Ryan and the baby. We thought seeing his grandson might lift Dad's spirits after everything you've put him through. Dad was overjoyed to meet his grandson. Alex and Kate are here too. We're all together supporting Dad through this decision.
How dare you show the baby to him first? He can barely move. He's not fit to hold a child.
Dad told us how you've been treating him. Calling him useless because of his paralysis? That's a new low, even for you. He trusted you completely, and you betrayed him the moment he needed you most. Now you're living off Alex's income without a shred of gratitude, complaining that his executive salary isn't enough for your social obligations.
Of course, Alex should support me. Your father's disability left me without any income. I deserve to maintain my lifestyle.
Dad is absolutely certain about wanting the divorce. Yes, and we can prove it right now. I can start a video call and let him tell you himself. Everyone's here at the nursing home. We can all confirm this is what Dad wants.
The whole family is there watching this conversation?
Everyone except the baby, who's sleeping peacefully in his grandfather's room. We're all reading these messages together. Dad has also made some changes to his life insurance policy. Alex is now the beneficiary.
You forced him to change it. He's not mentally capable of making those decisions.
Dad still has full use of his right hand. He contacted the insurance company himself and arranged everything legally. He's completely committed to the divorce. His lawyer is preparing the papers right now. You won't have to pretend to care about his well-being anymore. We'll make sure he receives proper care from people who actually value him.
What about my financial security? How am I supposed to maintain my social obligations?
Your first concern is money? Dad just read that message. He says it perfectly confirms why this divorce is necessary. The court will determine your share of the marital assets and alimony. After that's settled, Dad wants you to leave the house immediately. He needs a peaceful environment for his recovery.
Alex, and you can't do this to me. I'm your mother. After everything I've sacrificed for this family, you're going to let them throw me out on the street?
Alex and I have reached our limit with your behavior. Dad was the only one who still believed you might change, but your actions since his stroke have destroyed that last bit of faith.
Then let me stay with you and Ryan. I know his mother has that government position, and he runs that huge library system. Your house must be enormous with both your salaries. I could help take care of my grandson.
The house is quite spacious. The library foundation Ryan's father established left quite a legacy.
His father owned the library foundation. Why didn't you tell me this before? That changes everything.
I did tell you, but you were too busy insulting his profession to listen. It's telling that this information suddenly changes your opinion of him. And absolutely not. You cannot live with us. Our home is dedicated to education and community service. Everything you've shown contempt for.
You would leave your own mother homeless? After all the years I spent raising you?
Yes, just as you abandoned Dad when his stroke left him vulnerable, and just as you abandoned me when I chose teaching over a more prestigious career. You taught us exactly how family should treat each other. Every time we needed your support, you chose social status over family bonds. Alex wants you to know you have 30 minutes to prepare.
30 minutes for what? What are you talking about?
To pack your belongings. Alex is leaving the nursing home now with the divorce papers Dad has already signed. He expects you to sign them immediately when he arrives. Then you need to leave. After you sign, he'll file the papers at the courthouse. Dad says he never wants to see you again after how you've treated him during his recovery.
This is outrageous. I've been nothing but supportive of Alex and Kate. I've been the perfect mother-in-law to her.
Kate says you were pleasant for exactly 3 weeks after the wedding. Then you started delegating every household task to her while you focused on social events. Then came the constant criticism about her work ethic, just like you did with Dad and me. The same pattern of undermining everyone's confidence.
I never said anything like that. When did I ever criticize Kate?
You've said these things so often you don't even register them anymore. The casual cruelty has become your default way of speaking. Looking back, you've always been this way. Quick to judge, quick to demean, never considering the impact of your words. Your treatment of Ryan makes perfect sense now. You immediately judged him based on assumptions about his profession and family background. Nothing matters to you except wealth and social position.
That's completely unfair. Please, Emily, you're my last hope. I have nowhere else to go if Alex won't let me stay.
I've already given you my answer. Someone who judges people solely by their bank accounts and family connections has no place in my household. I won't expose my child to your toxic values. It's remarkable that Alex and I developed any sense of empathy at all. We clearly have Dad to thank for that.
I apologize for everything. You know, I sometimes speak without thinking. Please don't abandon me like this.
Who exactly are you apologizing to? To Dad, for calling him worthless after his stroke left him vulnerable? Or to Alex, for treating him like your personal bank account while you waste money on maintaining your social image? Maybe to Kate, for dumping all household responsibilities on her while she's trying to advance her career? For making her care for your husband while you attend social functions? For seeing her only as a connection to wealth? Perhaps you're apologizing to me for years of undermining my confidence and belittling my career choice? Or to Ryan, for attacking him based on cruel stereotypes about single-parent families? The list of people you've hurt keeps growing. I could continue, but we're all getting tired of recounting your behavior. Don't forget how you've pressured Alex and Kate about having children while piling stress and responsibilities on them.
I apologize for everything. Sometimes words just come out wrong. You know, I don't really mean these things.
The words come naturally because they reflect your true thoughts. Your apologies ring hollow because your actions never change. Stop making excuses. We've all witnessed your true character through your consistent behavior. Find a hotel and use this time to reflect on your actions. The divorce settlement should cover your expenses if you learn to live within reasonable means.
30 minutes isn't enough time. I need at least 2 hours to pack my things properly. This is completely unreasonable.
Alex says he'll involve the police if anything that doesn't belong to you disappears from the house. He's leaving the nursing home now. You should start packing immediately. If you don't create any problems, he might consider giving you more time to pack properly.
He wouldn't really go through with this, would he? This must be some kind of threat.
We are all completely serious. This decision is final. Dad says this is simply the natural consequence of your actions. You've brought this on yourself. I have to agree. My responsibility now is to my own family, my husband, my child, and the community we serve.
How dare you? I gave you everything. I devoted my life to raising you. You owe me more gratitude than this.
You're confusing me with Alex again. I only received criticism and belittlement. You never missed an opportunity to tell me I was worthless. Alex is here beside me, shaking his head at your messages. He says he never felt truly loved either. Dad was the only one who showed us real parental care.
This can't be happening. Surely someone will take my side. Someone must understand my position.
No one supports someone who has consistently chosen selfishness over family at every opportunity.
Can I at least keep the new espresso machine? I use it every morning for my coffee group meetings.
Alex says no. You have 25 minutes remaining to pack your personal belongings. After that day, our family underwent a profound transformation. My mother found herself completely alone, initially staying in hotels using what remained of her divorce settlement. However, we soon discovered she had depleted most of their shared savings during Dad's time in the nursing home, leaving herself in a precarious financial position. While Dad initially worried about not being able to leave an inheritance for Alex and me, we assured him that his love and guidance through the years were worth more than any financial gift. His condition has been steadily improving at the care facility, especially now that he receives regular visits from both his children and grandchildren. Alex and Kate welcomed their first child just a few months after Mom left. It was remarkable how quickly things changed once the constant stress was removed from their lives. Dad lights up every time they bring the baby to visit, though he tries to hide how emotional it makes him. As for Ryan and me, we're thriving. I transitioned from teaching to working at the county library system, allowing me to combine my passion for education with more flexibility for our family. Ryan continues to expand the children's literacy programs, reaching more schools and communities than ever before. Looking back, this experience taught us all about the true meaning of family. It's not about status or wealth, but about supporting each other through life's challenges with love and understanding. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!